And here's the return. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Louisiana Tech's offense will get first crack at it today. And what a performance this guy turned in last week. Spectacular in every aspect of the game, Jesse.
Well, I know one thing for sure. The quarterback is going to be looking his way early in this one. When you have a game like he did last time, your quarterback, you all of a sudden move up in priority in the pecking order for the guy throwing the football. So it's not going to surprise me early here if the quarterback looks his way, regardless of what the coverage is, based on what he showed last time out.
Yeah, and they were on the same page. It was fun to watch. I mean, you could tell that he knew exactly where his guy was, putting up the multiple touchdowns. Like, it was a thing of beauty. Now, defensively, I also know that. And I know he's looking that way. So look forward to seeing the chess match with the defense and maybe ways they can take him away. On the Sunday to go with it. Great start for this defense.
Liberty takes over and the Flames offense ready to go to work. Cobra. They'll go to the ground. And this one will be stopped for no gain. For just a minute, let's take a look at Liberty. For some teams, the road into the top 25 can be a little more treacherous than for others. And once you get there, you've got to convince the rest of the country you deserve to stay.
And I think that's what's next for this squad. They've earned the right to get in the top 25. People are noticing what they're doing. Now, let's continue to build on it because they haven't proven they're a top 10 team, and they want to get to that point.
Yeah, let's stay hungry. Let's not be satisfied with the fact that we just broke into the top 25. Let's get in the top 20, top 15, top 10. Let's make the college football playoff. Don't want to get ahead of your skis here too early. It's a nice thing to be inside the top 25 now, but you want to continue to get better.
Splits the uprights, it's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to put it away. Out of the end zone. Louisiana Tech has it back and the offense comes out ready to go to work. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Off play action on first down. Throws for the tight end. Tosses it incomplete. All right, guys, let's chat about Louisiana Tech. Great pickup on the defensive front. 3-star defensive lineman gives a verbal commitment last week, and you really need to bring good talent into the program. Maybe diamonds in the rough. At this level, that's how they thrive.
Oh, there's no doubt. And just some of these guys, they're not as refined, but they've got the tools, right? And so I think he's got the tools, and this is a guy that you can build around on that defensive line. You need all the big bodies you can get.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Ready? The Bulldogs are on the move. The DBs will back off a bit. Fires to the right. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. Louisiana Tech pushing the tempo.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really...
And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay in 35.
And that's the challenge today. A week ago, they failed the challenge. Last week, they gave up 5 sacks. They can't do They watched it on tape. They know they're not doing a good job of protecting their quarterback, and already one sack on the day.
Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass. It just never developed.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How did the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Caught over the middle. It's Gore. They'll bring him down right at the 20-yard line, and a fourth down looms, and decision time for this offense. And they decide to trot out the kicker. He'll line it up from the right side, a 37-yarder coming up. It's good. And the 3 ball gives us a tie. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, got a final score in a big top 25 matchup today. Texas pulled out the victory on a day they clearly did not have their best. And that's a testament to those players there in Austin. That winning chain, I really believe it's a thing. Really unexpected outcome in this ranked-on-ranked matchup. The type of loss, guys, that'll get the attention of even a good football team.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that. It sounds as if they had a good one there. To the ground with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Right back to it. Turning it on. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that with 2nd and 8 coming up.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Crosses the 30. He's got away. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Got his man. Quick step and go. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep.
Well, if you're going to be in the Heisman picture, you got to make plays week in, week out at receiver, and that's what he does. He's a good route runner. He's reliable, and he's got speed to take it to the house. Top 5 in the nation right now in receiving it.
Looking for the score. Touchdown, Wade. Quick strike through the air for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on in this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. We're taking shots. We need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And they tacked on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bringing it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. These two teams feeling each other out a bit, down 10-3 as they open this drive. The give to the tailback. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
And you want to run the football. I mean, that's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add them down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Bringing the heat. The throw. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
They just have not been able to get this guy going. They throw it to him over and over again here in the first quarter. And QB and him just not able to link up. The defense defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking, but these two, they've got to find a way to get on the same page.
And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Louisiana Tech will have to punt. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Gets off his first one of the day. He was called on 5 times in the victory last week. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. Liberty takes over the Flames, sending the offense back onto the field. They've already put up a couple of scores, and now they have it again up 10-3. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Throws to the wideout. Fires into traffic. Intercepted. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
Then he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Look out, he's got room. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
And I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Louisiana Tech will have to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And a precision punt there will pin them deep inside their own 10-yard line. Liberty takes over, and the Flames offense ready to go to work. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Throws to the tight end. Got him downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. And that is the final play of the quarter, and guys, Liberty has the lead here. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Looking to throw on first down. A strike downfield. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47. And the Flames come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Past the first down marker and still running. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground. He gets north fast.
They'll give him 1 to the 28-yard line.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But guys take them chunk by chunk.
To the air on second down. Quick strike complete. Oh, he's got some space. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9.
And he's been the go-to guy all year long. Like, he's in the top 5 in all of college football in receiving yards for a reason. They're going to find him because he's always open, making plays. This dude has been unbelievable. He's being... right now on their heels. They have no answers. The offense doing whatever they want.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Fielded in the end zone. It's Harmon. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Louisiana Tech has it back, and the offense comes out ready to go to work. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
And the Bulldogs can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Leaves it with the back. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. How in the world did the offense retain possession? I don't know if it would. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. The Bulldogs come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Caught close to the marker, it's Gore. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. They went up top to pick up the last first down. Let's see what they have here. The give to the back. He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Trying play action. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Gore. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast, they want to crank up the tempo.
They get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. Power football with the run. Nice move to keep running. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. And the Bulldogs kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They're going to ride this running back. This has been happening all night. They stubbornly keep giving him the ball, and the defense is all over him. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Gives it on the option. They're there to stop him at the 21 after a pickup of 2.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like we just saw in that last run. He's an sustaining talent, you may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very difficult.
He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12.
Ready, set.
Louisiana Tech back to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Spider.
Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. You can hand it to him, you can throw it to him. Either way, he's making his presence felt.
Those are your favorite plays, Reese, the him plays, right? They're finding ways to get him the ball because he can make.
Touchdown, Louisiana Tech. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Bowling Green is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to UConn. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Under fire! Intercepted! A first-half turnover can swing momentum. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space. So if you
picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking up the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
They'll try the run. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not opening lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
He'll get a fresh set of downs stopped at the 31-yard line. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Flames come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Wants to go up top on first down. Good timing on the quick out. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. They'll move the wide receiver. To the air on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going his way, and they put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. And that one's incomplete. Now trying to keep this drive alive on third and long from the 45. Gonna look downfield again. There's the pressure. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. And the Flames will punt this one away. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. Here here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some pivots.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. He got his man quickly, and he'll run across the sidelines after the good game.
And that's why this running back's a big weapon here, right? Because not only can he run the ball, but he can catch it too. Even running flat routes when you know the ball's going to be in the air a long way, he can adjust to it, make something good happen after the catch. And quite honestly, they need him because they've thrown a couple of picks now in this game. They've got to find a way to get this guy more involved.
He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. He's got him. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in increasing. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Pocket breaking down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Looking to the big tight end.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And he throws another interception. His 3rd of the night. Not a lot on the return, but they can win with that as they got it at the 49.
And he makes another momentum-building play. His 2nd interception in the 1st half. He can feel where the football's going. Got a good beat on this offense and making plays early and often for his club.
And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. Might be changing the route. We'll send the tight end in motion. They'll go up top on 2nd and short. Finds his man down the middle. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. Last completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. This time he's got his man. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him. Gonna try to get it himself. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit. The Flames are in the hurry-up. Give to the running back. He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the 1st half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Under fire. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And it's third down, but they're going to go ahead and try the field goal and try to get points before the break. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A memorable first half of football so far today in Lynchburg. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas at the Bill Arthur L. Williams Stadium.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Liberty takes over the Flames, sending the offense back onto the field. They have the lead to start the third quarter, but I'd imagine ball security was a topic at halftime.
Yeah, and I think you take the lead and you try to stay optimistic with your team, but you also say, guys, if we had taken care of the football, this lead would be even bigger. We might have already knocked them out already, Palmer.
It's just about eliminating the mistakes at this point. You're right. This thing would be over if they hadn't shot themselves in the foot. So ball security, that is at a premium as this game goes on.
They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39. Snagged out of the air. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might be calling a hot route. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Here comes the heat. Now adjusting. Gets rid of it. They're working that left side. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And the Flames come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Leaves it with the back. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a first down.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
Able to scrounge 3 out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that...
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. And this field goal team has been busy. This kicker comes out for the 3rd time tonight. I wasn't sure that one was going to get there, but had just enough gas to make it over the crossbar. And that lead grows even bigger.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Louisiana Tech has it back and the offense comes out ready to go to work. I know when a guy's throwing 3 interceptions, it's not good, but everything hasn't been bad. They've moved the ball a little bit. They just keep self-destructing. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back into 16.
Man, this defense has played so well. In this offense, they've struggled. They haven't executed greatly. They're going to have to do it against a really good defense who continues to apply pressure. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback a little better.
And it's his 4th interception of the night. He was looking for room to return that, but he'll just hand it to the offense. They'll take over at the 18.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
He wants to start this drive with a pass. He's got his man. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it. Offense.
A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Looking to throw. Using the quick game. And they swarm him under.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
He's got it and still on his feet. Touchdown play. And they take it in for 6 more points. The mantra is always finish. They're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance.
Man, this defense has their hands full. They're dealing with a quarterback that is pinpoint accurate, making good decisions, and they're dealing with a wide receiving group that has a lot of speed and some burners on the perimeter. They might want to think about playing some more zone coverage moving forward. That's now 3 passing TDs they've allowed.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Big Ten action right now, and wait till you see how things are playing out in this one, fellas. Michigan has the lead right now, but it hasn't come easy for the folks in Ann Arbor. They're in a tight one. They're up by just 1 over Rutgers. We'll let you know if anything else comes out of Big Ten country from this one, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. Leads it with the running back. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
The thing I like about the slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry.
Unloads quickly. And a good job in coverage there. They stop it after just a few. Always nice to have that security blanket of the tight end.
And it's nice to have a tight end that can line up in different areas of the field, too. It's not always going to be in a three-point stance. He can sometimes be in the backfield. You can flex him out into the slot. They might even try to put this guy out at wide receiver in the split end position and see what he can do there, because this guy is a weapon.
Louisiana Tech is really moving the football. Now on the option. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Well, we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight up front. They're just getting beat across the board.
And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll start this drive from the 42.
Green 25.
Looking for room. It's Westbrook. He has 89 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. The Flames with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll go right back to it. All down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Getting deep in the 3rd quarter here. Clock stopped with 1.5 minutes to go. Quarterback may change this route. They'll move the tight end. Looking to throw on first down. Moving out of the pocket. Trying to make breaks into the open. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling. And the Flames will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Right on the money. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. The Flames with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. 2nd and short, maybe looking for a shot. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hand.
Yeah, and that's a timing route. You throw those out routes to your receivers, and he gets out of his break, and he gets his head around, and ideally you want him to get his head around right in time to catch that football, and you could just tell he didn't get comfortable, didn't get his hands around, his head around at the right time, and he just gets a drop.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been doing what it wants at will. Finally getting to the QB, finally getting some pressure, finally getting a big hit on him. That'll pay some dividends down the road.
Ready,
On 4th down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big, and they take over. Louisiana Tech has it back, and the offense comes out ready to go to work.
Okay, ready? Set. Hut.
Wants to go up top on first down. A little screen to the running back. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short game there, and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. From the gun, running back gets to give. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this 3rd down, or else they are really in trouble. Rush is on him. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And man, this offense just searching for some way to climb back and get back into this game. They're down by 1,000, and it's not looking good, and you can't even protect your quarterback on 3rd down. Like, everything going the other direction.
Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up. Return. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter.
Get set. Get set.
To the air on first down. Gets it out quickly. And they'll move the chains with the first down, but that might be it for the 3rd quarter. That's the end of the period. Liberty is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period. checks. Wants to throw on first down. Pressure coming. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
And the Flames now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Back to pass on second down. Makes the grab. It's Westbrook. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Well, look, this quarterback has struggled a little bit in this game with interceptions. Maybe he was being too greedy early on. That time made a real good decision. I'll tell you what, that's a nice catch by the running back because that ball's in the air a long time. You're throwing it all the way out to the front.
There he goes. Got some room there to the goal line. Touchdown, Liberty. And the route is on. That's what finishing the deal looks like. Build the lead in the fourth quarter and close in on 11 straight victories.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Ready to try the point after. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Harmon. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. Here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. They'll toss it to the left. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
The Bulldogs are facing 3rd and inches. He'll keep it on the sneak. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top.
And, David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback in tournaments. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to line up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
He's got an open man. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why...
Turning it on! Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
You got to be impressed with the quarterback on that last play because he's already been sacked a ton of times in this game. He knows he does not have a lot of time to survey the field, get through his progression. So as soon as he feels a lane to take off and run, he's going to take it. A really nice job that time, showing off the athleticism and picking up the first down.
And it's just been frustrating to watch the inconsistency of this guy at QB, man. You've got to be able to stay in rhythm in an offense, to stay ahead of schedule. He's had a moment, and he threw a touchdown pass, but more consistency, more finding the open guys, delivering it to them, and keeping this offense on schedule.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball make a tackle and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
And the deflection by the defense brings up fourth down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. A bold decision to go for it on fourth down, and one that did not pay off. He'll start this drive firing. Makes the grab. Is that stiff arm even a human arm? It looks like some type of steel bludgeoning device on his way to a first down. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Takes the grab.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They'll go to the air on second and short. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Flames line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Louisiana Tech has it back, and the offense comes out ready to go to work. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those fourth down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Running back searching for a hole. Finds his way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule and it makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective, trying to get...
Oh, he's got some space. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36.
And that is such great execution by this offense. Third down and 2. They know you're running the football, but they were physical. Great job creating a little.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it?
And those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football, you stick the quarterback, and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again, and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead.
On the double.
Oh, they are breathing a sigh of relief after that recovered fumble.
Easy.
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. He showed off a few moves, but not enough to get away from all of those defenders as they stop him for a loss.
Yeah, this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's later in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but we're down by a lot.
Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll fires one high and deep. And he throws yet another interception. Does he know which colored jerseys they're wearing? And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
That's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the eye into it.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first downs. You have to be able to run.
Complete to the right. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. And the Flames have it with a 1st and 10. Just a short pass to the tight end.
And there's no mercy rule in college football. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter, and they're still staying aggressive. They're still throwing the football, going out and executing, working on their craft. They've got bigger fish coming up down the road, bigger games. So you got to keep sharpening the tools, and that's what you're seeing here in the fourth quarter.
The RPO, it's complete. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. The offense will use the timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left. Flames back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. They'll run it to the right. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Timeout called by the offense. We have 18 seconds left.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
And the defense gets the big 3rd down stop, creates some momentum. Hey, I don't know if they're going to go for it on 4th down, but the defense is continuing to fight, continuing to hustle, continue to fly around. Like, these are positive signs from a group that you know needs to continue to grow, needs to continue to build, needs to continue to get better.
He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And they can't make the connection on 4th down, and they'll turn it over.
It is what it is. There's no pressure. This game's over. You're up by a ton of points. They're not going to come back here in the 4th quarter, so you're just trying to put up more stats. And listen, stats count. Like, we all count our stats. At the end of the season, we look up and we got 1,000 yards.
He's going to throw deep right side. And the pass is incomplete, and that's going to be